Back to the DE on Fly 92.3.
476-9200. You can also email the show, morningrush@fly92.com, or you could send us an instant message, AOL Instant Messenger, buddy list us for Fly Morning Rush. We got this email from Melissa. Dealing with a friend with benefits is a tricky thing to do. Because feelings and emotions usually get in the way for somebody.
They will get into play, yeah. They will come into play. However,
So you have to set some boundaries. So you like what this guy did?
I do. I like what this guy is saying. Listen, we can go to dinner. We can go do other things. But when it comes to weddings and family functions, I think he said,
he rules them out.
I have to draw the line there because I think the line will blend into more than friends with benefits. Right, I like that.
What we want to hear from you, if you're in a friends with benefits relationship, or because everybody's been in one, or maybe was in one recently, what were some of the guidelines, rules, and boundaries that you guys set? Let's start with Danny in New Lebanon. Good morning, Danny.
Hi.
Hi, go ahead.
I'm so shocked when I actually got through.
Oh, no, we appreciate you calling. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I was recently in a friends with benefits situation, and the lines get blurred pretty quickly. I mean, I had him over for a party that was my mom's birthday. We work in the same building. It was just, we were around each other a lot.
Yeah, so that's hard, though, because, you brought him around family, you're around them all the time. Friends with benefits doesn't, I don't think it works in the office.
No, it doesn't. For this girl, I have to tell her, if you're wanting him to be around your family, your lines are already blurred.
Right, and if you want him to come to a wedding with you, that's a huge mistake.
Fair enough.
Huge.
Good advice. She's listening right now. Let's go to Jeff in Mechanicville. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, not too much. I got to say, I disagree with the boundaries and the lines. I think it really depends on how the friends with benefits has been established and gotten together. And a couple that I've had, several years ago, really good friends. I want to say we were probably both on the rebound, and it was a great time to be able to hang out, with a good friend. Little benefits, but there were never any real boundaries. There were some conversations about, neither of us wanted it to go far, but in the meantime, it was just an all-around good time. And there were times when, weddings may have been involved or family functions, and to this day, 20-some-odd years later, we still remain good friends, have good conversations. So I think it really matters, and it's all about communication. I think when you got to start saying, rule 1 or rule 2, maybe it shouldn't even be going down if you just can't have a good time. And
well, I see. Where I disagree, and where Chrissy and I disagree, is because we always feel like setting the boundaries and communicating is the most important thing. Because this inevitably
she might be setting him up for something too, because she's starting to have these feelings. So if he cuts that off now and says, "No, listen, no weddings," okay, I'm just going to say right now, no weddings, then she should probably be okay with that, unless she has feelings.
By the way, though, and this is I'm married now, and but I'd say friends with benefits is just one of the great. This is one of the great things you can have.
Is it fun?
It's fantastic. Yes, it's friends with benefits.
All right, I'm gonna start looking. I'm gonna start looking for that then.
Do you like Friends?
Yeah, I love the show in the 90s.
Do you like having friends?
And I love having benefits.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I do love having benefits because, if something happens to me, I gotta go to the doctor.
Stop it.
Put the two together, they're great.
I'll ask somebody who's not uncomfortable talking about these kind of things.
No, I'm not uncomfortable talking about it. It's just never happened to me, so.
Everybody loves friends. Friends are awesome, right? Friends help you out in time of need, when you need to go somewhere, they keep you company. And who the hell doesn't love benefits? Benefits are the greatest things going in a relationship. The thing is, sometimes when you're in a relationship, you end up with a friend without benefits. Or sometimes you end up in a relationship and you get benefits, but you can't stand the person that you're with. Right. But if you have friends and benefits, you have everything. It's the best. Mm-hmm. It really is.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
476-9200. Yeah, live a little bit. Jesse's in Voorheesville. Good morning, Jesse.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good. Go ahead.
I think to some extent, the real focus should be what the ultimate intention is, because I think boundaries are inevitably going to be broken if set, and I also think that emotions, it probably isn't even a bad thing if they develop. But if at the very outset what you say is, I'm fine seeing what develops, but you just have to understand I'm going to sleep with other people, then going to a wedding or whatever the occasion might be, doesn't really matter. You've announced that what the situation is something that ultimately is not.
Yeah, I kind of thought that too. Chrissy was pretty excited about the fact that he's like, listen, there will be no weddings and there will be no family functions if we are friends with benefits. But I have known friends of mine. I'm sure that some of my friends
mindset is different when it comes to weddings. Women's mindsets when it comes to weddings, no matter what wedding you go to, there's emotions involved.
So what you're saying is,
that's why he's putting the boundary out there, because he knows.
Let me just clarify something with what you're saying, because I think this is a very interesting thing. So if you've established with a girl, okay, that you guys are just friends with benefits, that's all it is. You bring her to a wedding, even though hang on a second. Let me just finish the thought. Because I'm gonna create a scenario for you.
Right.
You bring a girl to a wedding where you've already established.
I wouldn't do it though. That's the point.
Yeah, but I mean, if you've established it with her, you can bring her because you still think she's gonna think something else.
Absolutely, and I'm telling you, weddings are different.
Well, then you got a crazy woman on your hands.
Right. Well, I don't. But what I'm saying is, if weddings should be off limits, and I like what this guy's doing, because weddings brings out emotions in people, no matter what wedding it is or when you go. So if you're bringing a friend with benefits, you have that chance of blurring that line, and he doesn't want to even chance it.
So Jesse, you don't have a problem with bringing a friend with benefits to a wedding?
If it's a real friend, then theoretically it should be able to withstand that. And Chrissy, for whatever it's worth, I don't think there's really a problem if emotions do develop. What an amazing way for an actual relationship to evolve.
But he doesn't want that. They're only friends with benefits.
Well, that's interesting. I'm wondering.
Obviously he doesn't if he's saying that weddings are off limits.
But what Jesse's saying is you never know, and then you could have a real relationship that sort of manifests itself into something big down the line, and it starts with just being friends. I wonder how many people.
Or you could have a psycho crazy girl who was friends with benefits.
Do you think it's possible, Jesse? You think that statistically there are a lot of people that are in relationships now with their boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife that started off just friends with benefits?
Well, let me answer that this way. I saw this really scary statistic that the divorce rate for first marriages is over 50%, for second marriages it's 66%, for third marriages it's 75%. So if the current system of the way people engage one another in a monogamous relationship is clearly not working, then you might want to find a system that does work before you get into a relationship, and that would be obviously having this very open and honest foundation for a connection.
That's interesting. That's an interesting point. Jesse's saying, give it a shot. Open up your mind to friends with benefits. It could end up being in the best relationship. I wonder if anybody's married right now and they started off just friends with benefits.
Right, but then you wouldn't take them to a wedding because the statistics of that wedding working out are 0.
476-9200. This is an interesting situation. And I think we could probably take it into a different direction because everybody has an interesting philosophy or theory on friends with benefits. But did your relationship start off just friends with benefits? And now you're engaged, now you're married. So initially you're like, oh man, he's just sleeping with me. He's got no interest in me whatsoever. Or, hey, I'm just with this guy because he's incredible in bed and whatever. But then you ended up actually having a real relationship with that person. I tend to agree with Jesse. I think that if the traditional way of marriage, of people coming together and getting married isn't working, maybe we got to take a good hard look at friends with benefits. They may be the future married couples of America.
Or living in Utah with 18
friends with benefits, I'm telling you, may just be, like Jesse says, the way to go. We'll take more calls coming up.